Praise, glory, and honor to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Second one to give double honor to the apostles, GreatMillstone, who were well. Third one to say Shalom, Mahabal, Baki, Yasha, Sharala. To hopeful elect, especially truth of the forces of the earth, man. Alright, so, yeah, man, just kicking it off, man. Just at camp, hitting up on a whole bunch of different topics and still meditating on some of them, you know what I'm saying? Been having a lot of, dreams, and Lord willing, the Lord puts the spirit on brothers to have like great visions and just certain things just to manifest, like the chariots, hopefully those manifest on a higher degree, and I'm really praying and hoping that these things manifest on a higher level. But just hopping into the scriptures, man. We had a certain gentleman come out to camp, a few days ago, and he was asking on things, and he was pretty much asking every question that any brother would would really have doubt in themselves, and then would have like different bodies of the camp, would answer it, you know what I'm saying? And it really was like kind of comforting, because these are just like questions that people have in general, but which kind of made me to believe that it could have been somebody different, special, but nevertheless, I'm just gonna touch on the scriptures, and one of the questions he asked was basically like, what's to stop and them from just doing these things, you know what I'm saying? What's to keep them from doing it? And basically, one of the brothers just had to tell him that it was just it was all set for an appointed time, man. And then another one of the gentlemen that were paying attention, he had been to the camp a few times. He was asking a lot of questions too, man. He was saying, he said one of the things that he touched that resonated with me was basically like, what's the difference, you know what I'm saying? What's the difference between them, like, and us, man? And basically, there's a scripture that was brought out about like, which I'm probably gonna get, Lord willing, talking on how the men in this truth, you know what I'm saying? Like, they really do hate their lives and their death, man. So, you know what I'm saying? That's a really large key factor, man, is that you're not supposed to be kin to this world, man. See what I'm saying? You're supposed to be chosen out of the world, man. See what I'm saying? Whether you understand it or not, you're not a part of this world, man. See what I'm saying? Your flesh is in this world, but your spirit is greater than your flesh, man. You're supposed to, the whole point of this, of what we do and what we teach and the exercise that we have is to one, so that we can overcome our flesh by our spirit, man. So your spirit is supposed to become greater than your flesh. So your manifestation here is not you're not in this world, man. You're more so in the spiritual realm, or in the you're more so, I shouldn't say the spiritual realm, but you're more so in spirit than you are in flesh, man. That's the difference between you and these people, because you have a balance that greater falls into the spirit, man. And when you're in the spirit, what does that mean? That means that you will that likewise you're kin to YAHAWASHI, man. See what I'm saying? He said he chose you out of this world, man, which means that you get to deal with a lot of different things on a personal level when dealing with the Lord, as opposed to these people, man. Which means you get to see the Lord on a higher degree than these people get to see him before he manifests here in this world. He's chosen you out of the world. But let me just get this, man, because it's one thing that manifests that that resonated with my spirit, and it's a really good scripture, man. Let me get it, man. Because it really, I'm just actually gonna go to my scriptures and get it. Matthew 26:53. Let's get it. Let's see. And I'm gonna start up a little bit too, man. It says, and behold, it says, now let me get this, is 49. Let me get that. It says 49. It says, and forthwith he came to YAHAWASHI and said, Hail, master, and kissed him. And YAHAWASHI said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? It says, then came they and laid hands on YAHAWASHI and took him. And behold, one of them which were with YAHAWASHI stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear, man. So he basically cut off his ear because he was good with the sword. But let's keep going. It says, then said YAHAWASHI unto him, put up again thy sword and into its place, for all they that take the sword shall perish by the sword, man. So yeah, man. So right now we're to be more in the spirit than in the flesh, man. And right now certain things are going to manifest on a higher level because to you, because of where you're at, man. You're supposed to be more in spirit than in the flesh. You see what I'm saying? And he said, I'm trying to remember what he said, but another thing that he said was basically like, what's this keep him from just snatching you up and just taking you, and then and putting a chip in you, and then one of the Akim said, because everything's set for an appointed time. He said you got to remember that YAHAWASHI, he runs everything. See what I'm saying? Everything's taking place because YAHAWASHI put it in order to happen. So of course nothing's gonna happen out of the ordinance that he had set up to be in, man, because he runs the show, man. See what I'm saying? And if it so be that should happen, then that'll be what happens, man. But he's gonna raise up a standard, man. See what I'm saying? Because there's no fighting against them, man. There's really just, you just gotta fall in line, man. But let me read this, because it's really, I wanted to bring this out to kind of fire up the spirit, man. It said, the Yahawashi, verse 52, it said, then Yahawashi said unto him, put up again thy sword into its place, for all that take the sword shall perish by the sword. So you live by the sword, die by the sword, so to speak, man. And it says 53, this is where I wanted to get. It says, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels, man? You see what I'm saying? So the reason why it says Yahawashi, he could have took him out right there, man, basically, man. See what I'm saying? He could have took him out just right there, man, just like Elijah, man. See what I'm saying? When he called down the fire from heaven, man. But and they looked up and they got scared because they saw the angels. But let's just keep going. It said it says, thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels, man. So yeah. Salakia. So yeah, Yahawashi obviously has the power to take over everything in a snap of a finger, man, like Thanos, man. But he didn't. Why? Because he wanted to show his love for the Father. He wanted to be in order, man. See what I'm saying? And it's beyond. It's not just about having power, man. It's about knowing what to do with it, man. It's about being organized. It's about being orchestrated. It's about being disciplined, man. See what I'm saying? And he understood that, man. He understood that he had to go through something to basically be an example of wisdom and for a lesson for the rest of the sheep, man. So he died as their shepherd, man. See what I'm saying? And because of that, now we have that example of what it means. Like, think about it. If he would have done it the other way, and he would have just called the angels, and then they would have just took everything out, then we wouldn't have had that example, man. See what I'm saying? Because what did he say? He said, there'd be no greater love than this, that a man should lay down his life for his friend, man. See what I'm saying? He called you friends. So he did that, man, just to show you an example of the greatest love, man. See what I'm saying? Just as he has the love between him and his Father, man. See what I'm saying? But if he hadn't done that, if he hadn't gone through with that tasking, then you wouldn't have had that example, man. See what I'm saying? He could have raised somebody else up to do it, but it's not the same, man. See what I'm saying? He's the greatest example. So of course it had to happen that way. And it says, verse 54, it says, but how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled? It says that thus it must be, man. So yeah, man. It says, verse 55, it says, in that same hour said Yahawashi unto the multitude, are ye come out against me, a thief with swords and stays for to take me? And I sat daily with you teaching you in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me then, man. So like, what the, yeah, man. It says, but all this was done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled, man. And all the disciples forsook him and fled, man. So yeah, man. So all of it was done that the scriptures might be fulfilled, man. Why? Because there's an order to it, man. He understands and he respects the order, man. Because the order is how everything stays beautiful. It's how everything stays in unison, man. See what I'm saying? He knows that it's deeper than just having power, man. See what I'm saying? So when you get that power, man, you can't be doing whatever you want with it, man. You see what I'm saying? It's to you're gonna have to have a job with it, man. See what I'm saying? And when they come up against you, of course the standard's gonna be raised, but some of us gonna go out as martyrs because we have to be examples, man. See what I'm saying? But it's just how it is, man. Let's keep going. You get this Ezekiel 9:4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city. It says, through the midst of Jerusalem. It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. Kind of